There was once a man who lived in constant reaction to the world around him. Every day, he felt like life was pushing him, testing him, provoking him. When someone spoke harshly, he got angry. When things didn't go his way, he complained. When life seemed unfair, he blamed others. He woke up tense, went through the day frustrated, and went to bed tired. Not from work, but from carrying the weight of every emotion that shook him. He wanted peace so badly, yet peace felt like something always out of reach. One morning, after another night of restless sleep, he whispered to himself, "Why can't I just be calm? Why does everything disturb me?" That same day, a wise monk arrived in his town. The monk was calm, peaceful in a way that felt almost unreal. People gathered around him, drawn not by his words, but by his presence. The angry man approached and asked, "Master, why do people annoy me so much? Why can't I find peace like you?" The monk smiled gently and said, "Come to the river tomorrow morning. I'll show you where peace lives." At sunrise, the man came to the river. The monk was already there, sitting quietly beside the water. Without saying a word, he filled a bowl with river water and handed it to the man. "Look inside," the monk said. The man looked and saw his own reflection, clear and calm. Then the monk told him, "Now, stir the water." The man stirred it hard with his finger. The water turned muddy, full of ripples. His reflection disappeared. "Can you see your face now?" the monk asked. "No," the man said. "It's all blurry." The monk nodded. "Now wait." A few moments passed. The mud began to sink, and the water became clear again. The monk smiled and said, "This is your mind. When you react, you stir it with anger and judgment. You lose your peace because you keep shaking it. But when you stay still, when you stop reacting, your peace returns, just like the water clears itself." The man sat quietly, watching the ripples fade away. And for the first time in his life, he didn't have an answer. He just breathed. In that silence, he realized something powerful. His whole life, he had been trying to control everything outside of him, people, words, circumstances. But he never learned to control what was happening inside him. He thought peace came from silence around him. But peace was really the silence within him. From that day forward, he began to live differently. He still faced challenges, rude people, stressful days. But he practiced one thing, not reacting right away. When someone insulted him, he paused. When a problem appeared, he breathed. When his mind screamed to fight back, he listened instead. At first it was hard. His old habits screamed louder than his new wisdom. But slowly, something magical happened. He started to notice the space between the event and his reaction. A space where choice existed. A space where peace waited patiently. Weeks passed. The same people who once irritated him now barely affected him. He smiled more. He spoke less. He began to feel a quiet strength inside. The kind that doesn't need to prove anything. One day someone asked him, "You seem different. Did life get easier?" He smiled and said, "No, life didn't change. I did." He finally understood the monk's words. Peace was never something you had to chase. Peace was something you returned to, the moment you stopped reacting. You see, peace isn't the absence of noise. It's the calm that exists even when life gets loud. It's not about controlling what happens. It's about controlling how you respond. Because every time you react in anger, you hand your power away. But every time you choose calm, you remind yourself that your peace belongs to you, not to the world. When you learn to pause, to breathe before responding, you stop being a slave to emotion and start becoming the master of it. You stop reacting. You start living. So when life feels heavy, when people test your patience, when everything seems out of your control, remember the river. Remember that the water only becomes clear when it stops being disturbed. And so will you. Stop stirring the mud. Stop feeding the chaos. Let your mind settle. Because peace isn't somewhere you go. It's something you become. You can't always control the world, but you can always control what happens within you. And that choice, the choice to stay still when everything shakes, that's where true peace begins. Stop reacting. Start living in peace.